Hey everyone, it's Char from Char's Fascination. Now today is another cooking video. If you see me out here in our little temporary kitchen area, today I let Schwan's know. And look what I got. This was on sale. Now Schwan's has really good bargains. Doesn't matter where you are, if they're in your area, trust me, they have great bargains. Now, if you're like me and you have to be gluten-free, they have the asparagus. And since I can't have breaded fish until they go gluten-free with that, I have chose this. Now, I saw the cod and I'm like, ooh, I haven't ate that in a while. Now it's a good white fish. And you know what's kind of funny? Looking at the package, it's recommended with asparagus. Right, so that's funny. And the other thing that we will have with this is baby bakers. Now, you don't have to use a whole bag of baby bakers if you're a single person. There are 4 pieces of fish in the package, and they're pretty darn good size. So let's get to cooking so that you can be looking. So something that I like is that the fish is individually wrapped. So let's say you're just cooking for 2, you only want 1 piece each. Now I will tell you, this is a good thick piece of fish. Codfish normally is not a tiny fish. They can be rather plumpy. It also depends on if they're caught in the wild or if they are farm-fed fish. Try to say that 10 times. Farm-fed. See, I couldn't do it. There we go. So, I have my broth stock. I love this stuff. So, we will do the fish first. So, I'm just going to unpackage these, put them in there. We'll put them in the air fryer, and we will be right back. Now, how I get a good smoky fish is using Stubbs liquid smoke. This is the hickory, if you can find the hickory and mesquite. It's also good for making soup. Now, technically, you can take the fish, cook it, and break it down and put it in a fish soup, which is actually really good. It's omega-3s, and who doesn't love a good omega-3? But since there wasn't enough of the vegetable stock, we'll add water in with the fish, and that way it'll be swimming with the other fishes. Okay, so I'm going to cover this, and then I will show you the pan going in the oven, or in the air fryer, I should say. Now, how I get a good smoky fish is using Stubbs liquid smoke. This is the hickory, if you can find the hickory and mesquite. It's also good for making soup. Now, technically, you can take the fish, cook it, and break it down and put it in a fish soup, which is actually really good. It's omega-3s, and who doesn't love a good omega-3? But since there wasn't enough of the vegetable stock, we'll add water in with the fish, and that way it'll be swimming with the other fishes. Okay, so I'm going to cover this, and then I will show you the pan going in the oven, or in the air fryer, I should say. And now that we are back, ooh, that smells good. Now, if I cook this a little longer, it's because that's what's on the instructions. So now when I go to put this back in, it'll go back in for another 7 minutes. Because, you know, cook it with that on, you want to steam that. And then when you put that back in there, you want to cook it with the foil off, because once you steam, that's one thing, but you actually want to get a little crisp to this, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to use the regular baking instruction on this for this. 400 for 7 to 8 minutes for the fish. And that is, if you use an air fryer, that's considered the slice of cake is considered the baking option, which is the conventional oven for your air fryer. That was a lot to say. Okay, since we were back and I pulled the fish, and you saw that I touched it, or maybe you didn't. So we have to put it back in. Now that the fish is done, I don't know why that's still blinking, but okay, now that the fish is done on both sides, we will now put in the baby bakers. I was thinking like, how should I do this? Should I just move the fish and put it in there? And I'm thinking about doing that. So it's like, my recommended, if you're gonna do that, is try to put your fish in the middle, or you can move it to the side or even take it off of there. But my recommendation to that is, because you want to get this adhered with the baby bakers and that asparagus, which is recommended with the fish. Yes, good food. Now you don't have to go all fancy with everything. I put some butter in here. I put some butter on the fish, as you saw, and use the Stubbs liquid smoke. So now we're just going to add some baby bakers into this. Oh, that was the lid to the asparagus. And because like the food that captures the flavor off of the meat or the fish, and you get that adhered into your vegetables, that is one of the most brilliant cooking flavors. It's not fish à soie, but it's fresh fish, heck yeah. We're gonna go ahead and lay some asparagus in there. Now, I normally will snap these in half and put them in there. I do like to do that. So let me show you. Sorry about my arm in the way. Snap it in half and lay it in there. Now, the reason that I do that is because this actually extends the amount that you have in there. It doesn't seem like a lot, but so I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to put the fish on here, and then I'm going to put it back in there for the setting for the baby bakers. And that should be probably, I'm going to say 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And we'll be back with that. Okay, now that this is done, look at that. That looks delicious. Now, since we are pet friendly in this house, what we like to do with the cat whenever we have fish, and since there's a small piece in there, I will just break a bit off for him. Because, you know, cats, they love fish, but they won't eat a whole entire fish, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to put this aside for the cat and let it cool, and then break it down a little more. So now what I'm going to do is just dish this, and we'll see if it's Rob approved. So I love fish. Rob loves fish. This is what I like to do. If you want to get people to eat their dinner, you know, like we have picky kids these days, put your fish on the side of the plate like this, or you can flip it over, because I would. Then, because I know all of this is done, I have a serving fork. Serving forks is how we do it. So I'm going to finish plating and then I will meet you at the table, even if I'm standing here at the table. Okay, so this is my plate. That looks good. Tastes good, doesn't it, Rob? He nods his head. His mouth is full. But anyway, trying to get a picture while I'm standing here. Hold on. So I'm just going to take a bite of this while I'm standing here. I'm telling y'all, like, you can plate a plate, right? Just plate it. This is delicious. I love fish. Fish is good omega-3s and other things for the body. It's really good. Oh my gosh, that right there, that is spot on delicious. That asparagus is on point. This is so great. So remember, Schwan's home delivery, where they can deliver good, delicious, and nutritious food anywhere that they are and can deliver to you. So remember, Schwan's home delivery delivers everything that you may need and also gluten-free. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I am going to go eat the rest of this. I will see you in the next one.